Welcome back to Fluent Ears. In Part 1, you answered the first 50 common English questions. You talked about yourself, your daily routine, your family, your favorite foods, and your hobbies. Now it's time for the next 50. And this time, we're going a little deeper. You'll talk about work, study, shopping, travel, home life, habits, opinions, goals, and the future. But remember, this is not a test. There isn't one perfect answer. Your answer can be completely different from Rianne's. The important thing is that you speak. Here's how it works. I'll ask a question. You'll get a few seconds to think. Answer out loud. Then Rianne will answer. Sometimes Emma will give you a useful expression. Sometimes she'll ask you to make your answer longer. And sometimes Rianne might make a small mistake, because real English isn't always perfect. It's natural. It's spontaneous. And that's what we're practicing today.
Rianne, are you ready?
Absolutely. I think I've learned my lesson from Part 1.
Which lesson?
Don't give one-word answers.
Exactly. Answer.
Plus, one more detail.
Perfect. Let's begin.
Emma and Rianne are sitting in a bright, modern cafe near a busy business district. People are working on laptops, studying, and having conversations around them. Let's start with work, study, skills, and personal goals. These are questions you may hear in conversations with coworkers, classmates, new friends, or even during an interview. Take your time, and remember to answer before Rianne.
What do you like most about your work or studies?
I like meeting different people.
That's a good start. Now make it stronger. Try adding a reason. For example, I like meeting different people because I learned something new from them.
Remember, answer plus because plus reason. It's one of the easiest ways to make your English sound more complete.
What's the most difficult part of your work or studies?
The most difficult part is managing my time.
That's natural. You could also say, I sometimes find it difficult to manage my time. Notice the expression, I find it difficult to. It's useful when talking about challenges. Do you prefer working alone or with other people?
I prefer working with other people because we can share ideas.
Good, but what if you prefer both? You could say, I enjoy working with a team, but I also need some quiet time to focus.
That's a useful conversational skill. You don't always have to choose one extreme. You can give a balanced answer.
What are you really good at?
I'm really good at explaining things.
Nice. You can say, I'm good at plus ing. For example, I'm good at solving problems. I'm good at organizing things. I'm good at communicating with people. What's one thing you'd like to improve about yourself?
I'd like to become more confident when I speak in front of people.
That's a very natural answer. You could also say, I'd like to get better at public speaking.
That's shorter.
Yes, but both sound natural. And remember, I'd like to get better at is useful for talking about skills you want to develop. What motivates you when you don't feel like working or studying?
That's a difficult one. I usually remind myself why I started.
That's excellent. And notice what Rianne did. He didn't immediately answer. He said, that's a difficult one. That's completely natural English. You don't have to answer instantly. You can use, let me think. That's a good question. I'd say, I'm not really sure, but these phrases give you time to think. What's something you're proud of?
I'm proud of becoming more confident in English.
That's a great answer. You can use, I'm proud of, followed by a noun or an ing verb. For example, I'm proud of finishing the project. What's one skill you'd like to learn?
I'd like to learn photography
Why?
because I want to take better pictures when I travel.
Exactly. That second sentence makes the answer much more interesting.
Your challenge. Don't stop after your first sentence. Give your answer, then give a reason.
What's your biggest goal right now?
My biggest goal is to improve my English.
Good, but let's make it more specific.
My biggest goal is to speak English more confidently at work.
Much better. Specific answers are usually more interesting than general answers. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I hope to have a successful career and a comfortable life.
Nice. You don't need to predict your entire future. You can simply start with, I hope to, or I'd like to.
10 questions completed. You've already talked about your skills, challenges, motivation, and future. Now let's move from work to shopping. Emma and Rianne are walking through a modern shopping area. Store windows display clothes, electronics, books, and everyday products. Shopping is part of everyday life. Let's practice talking about what you buy, how you spend money, and the choices you make.
Do you enjoy shopping?
Yes, but it depends on what I'm shopping for.
Good answer. That little phrase is very useful. It depends. You can use it when the answer isn't simply yes or no. What do you usually buy when you go shopping?
I usually buy groceries, clothes, and things for my home.
Good. You could also say, I usually shop for groceries and household items. Shop for means to look for or buy something. Do you prefer shopping online or in a store?
I prefer shopping online because it's more convenient.
What about clothes?
For clothes, I'd rather shop in a store.
Exactly. I'd rather is useful when comparing two choices. Do you usually compare prices before buying something?
Yes, especially if it's expensive.
That's natural. You could make it longer. I usually compare prices before making a big purchase. Make a purchase is a slightly more formal way to say buy something. What's the last thing you bought?
The last thing I bought was a pair of shoes.
Nice. And when did you buy them?
I bought them last weekend.
Perfect. Notice how a real conversation naturally creates a follow-up question. You can practice doing this with yourself, too. Answer one question, then ask yourself, why, when, where, or how often? What's something you don't mind spending money on?
I don't mind spending money on good food.
Fair enough. You could also say, I don't mind paying more for good quality. That's a useful expression when talking about value. What's something you think is too expensive?
Some restaurant meals are too expensive.
You could also say, I think some restaurant meals are overpriced.
Overpriced?
Yes, overpriced means something costs more than you think it should. Do you like getting discounts?
Of course. I always like getting a good deal.
Exactly. A good deal means you think you're getting good value for your money. What's something you bought that you really love?
My laptop. I use it almost every day.
Good. Short answers are okay. But look how easy it is to add one more detail. I use it almost every day. That's our rule again. Answer plus one more detail. Is there anything you're saving up for?
I'm saving up for a new camera.
Excellent. I'm saving up for is a very useful expression. For example, I'm saving up for a car. I'm saving up for a vacation. I'm saving up for a new phone.
70 questions. Now let's travel somewhere new. Anna and Rianne are standing inside a bright, modern train station. Travelers move through the station carrying bags while trains arrive in the background. Travel creates some of the most interesting conversations. Let's talk about places you've visited, places you want to visit, and experiences you remember.
How often do you travel?
I travel a few times a year.
Good. You could also say, I don't travel very often, but I really enjoy it when I do. That sounds natural and conversational. What's the best place you've ever visited?
I'd probably say Japan,
Why Japan?
because I loved the food, the culture, and the scenery.
Excellent. Notice, I'd probably say. This is a natural way to give an opinion when you're not completely certain. Do you prefer traveling alone or with other people?
I prefer traveling with friends,
Why?
because it's more fun and we can share the experience.
Great. And that's another example of turning a short answer into a conversation. What's the longest trip you've ever taken?
The longest trip I've ever taken was 2 weeks.
Where did you go?
I traveled around Europe.
Nice. You can use the longest I've ever to talk about your personal experiences. What do you usually take with you when you travel?
I take my phone, comfortable clothes, and my passport.
Good. And don't forget, make sure you, for example, make sure you have your passport. Make sure you charge your phone. Make sure you have enough money. What do you enjoy doing on vacation?
I enjoy exploring new places and trying local food.
That's a natural answer. What if you don't like busy vacations? You could say, I'd rather have a quiet vacation where I can relax. Would you rather visit a big city or a quiet place?
I'd rather visit a quiet place,
Why?
because I like having time to relax and enjoy nature.
Excellent. I'd rather is one of the most useful structures for making choices. What's one country you'd really like to visit?
I'd really like to visit Italy.
Why Italy?
I'd love to try authentic Italian food.
Very natural. Notice the difference. I'd like to and I'd love to. Both express something you want to do, but I'd love to sounds more enthusiastic. What's your most memorable travel experience?
My most memorable trip was a family vacation in the mountains.
What made it special?
We spent a lot of time together without worrying about work.
That's a great answer. The phrase, what made it special, is a very useful follow-up question. What would your perfect vacation look like?
My perfect vacation would be somewhere quiet, with good food and beautiful scenery.
Sounds perfect.
80 questions. You've talked about real experiences and imaginary ones. Now let's head home. Emma and Rianne are walking through a peaceful residential neighborhood in the late afternoon. Some of the most useful English is the English we use at home. Let's talk about habits, relaxation, health, and everyday life.
What do you like most about your home?
I like my living room because it's comfortable and bright.
Nice. You can describe your home with simple adjectives. Comfortable, quiet, bright, spacious, cozy, peaceful. What do you usually do when you get home?
I usually change my clothes, have something to eat, and relax.
Good. And notice how you connected 3 activities. That's a great way to make your answer sound more fluent. Do you enjoy cooking at home?
Yes, I do.
Only that?
Okay. Yes, I do. I enjoy cooking simple meals at home.
Much better. Remember our rule. Answer plus one more detail. What do you usually do when you're tired?
I usually lie down and listen to music.
Good. You could also say, when I'm tired, I like to take a short break. How do you relax after a busy day?
I usually watch something, listen to music, or talk to my family.
That's natural. You can also say, I like to take some time for myself. That means spending some quiet time doing something you enjoy. What do you do to stay healthy?
I try to exercise regularly and eat healthy food.
Good. The expression, I try to, is useful because it doesn't mean you do something perfectly. It means you're making an effort. Are you a morning person or a night person?
I'm definitely a morning person.
Really? I thought you were a night person.
Well, maybe I'm a little bit of both.
There you go. Real conversations aren't always black and white. You can change or adjust your answer. I'm a little bit of both is very natural. What's one habit you'd like to change?
I'd like to spend less time on my phone.
That's a useful goal. You could also say, I'd like to cut down on my screen time. Cut down on means to reduce something. What helps you feel better when you're having a bad day?
Talking to someone I trust usually helps.
That's a thoughtful answer. You could also say, spending time with my family cheers me up. Cheers me up means makes me feel happier. What's one healthy habit you'd like to develop?
I'd like to get into the habit of going to bed earlier.
Excellent. That's a useful expression. Get into the habit of. For example, I want to get into the habit of reading every day. I want to get into the habit of exercising.
90 questions. Only 10 remain. And these final questions are different. There isn't always a simple answer. You need to express an opinion. So take your time.
Emma and Ryan are sitting on a bench in a beautiful city park. The afternoon light is becoming warmer as evening approaches. These final questions are designed to make you think. Don't worry about giving the perfect answer. Just speak. What's more important to you, money or free time?
Free time is more important to me because I want to enjoy life.
That's a clear opinion. You can use is more important to me because to explain your priorities. What's something you couldn't live without?
I couldn't live without my family.
That's meaningful. You could also say, I can't imagine my life without my family. What's something that always makes you happy?
Spending time with people I love always makes me happy.
Beautiful. Now try making your answer more specific. What activity? Who? When?
Don't just say, my family. Try, spending Sunday mornings with my family makes me happy. Details make your English more interesting.
What's something you want to do more often?
I'd like to spend more time outdoors.
Good. You could also say, I wish I had more time to travel. Both are useful ways to talk about things you want more of. What's something you want to stop doing?
I'd like to stop checking my phone so often.
Very relatable. You could say, I'd like to stop when talking about a habit you want to change. What would you do if you had a completely free day tomorrow?
I'd probably sleep late, have a nice breakfast, and go somewhere I've never been.
That sounds like a good day. Notice, I'd probably is a very natural way to talk about what you might do. If you could learn any new skill, what would you choose?
I'd choose to learn how to play the guitar
Why?
because I've always wanted to play music.
Excellent. And notice the structure. I've always wanted to. That's a very useful expression for long-term wishes. What's one thing you're really looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to my next vacation.
Good. Remember, I'm looking forward to is followed by a noun or an ing verb. For example, I'm looking forward to meeting my friends. I'm looking forward to the weekend. What's one thing you hope to accomplish this year?
I hope to become more confident speaking English.
I like that answer. And here's a challenge for you. Don't just say what you hope to accomplish, say why.
I hope to become more confident speaking English because I want to communicate with more people.
Exactly. That's a complete answer. And here we are, the final question. Are you more confident speaking English now?
Yes, I am. I still make mistakes, but I'm not afraid to speak anymore.
And that is the most important answer of all. You don't need perfect English before you start speaking. You become better because you speak.
100 questions. 100 opportunities to speak. But here's the real challenge. Can you answer these questions without translating every sentence in your head? Can you give a reason? Can you add another detail? Can you keep talking even when you make a mistake? That's what real fluency is about. Not perfect sentences, not difficult vocabulary, not knowing every grammar rule. It's being able to communicate.
Okay, Rian, one final challenge.
I'm listening.
Choose any 10 questions from today's episode. Don't look at the answers. Answer each question out loud. But there's one rule. Your answer must have at least 2 sentences.
That's harder.
Exactly, because now you're not just answering questions, you're having a conversation.
And here's another challenge. Tomorrow, choose 5 questions from part 1 and 5 questions from part 2. Answer all 10 again, but this time, give completely different answers. You might be surprised by how much easier it feels.
Emma, I think I finally understand something.
What?
I used to think I needed to know more English before I could speak.
And now?
Now I think I need to speak more English so I can learn more.
Exactly. That's the difference.
Your English doesn't become better because you wait. It becomes better because you use it. So don't wait for perfect English. Speak with the English you have today. Make mistakes, correct them, try again, and keep going.
You made it through all 100 questions.
And I definitely gave more than one-word answers this time.
Most of the time.
Hey,
I'm just being honest.
fair enough.
Thank you for practicing with Emma and Rianne. Remember, listen, think, speak, and most importantly, don't be afraid of mistakes, because every time you speak, you're one step closer to fluency.
Speak first.
Perfect later.
We'll see you in the next Fluent Ears episode. Until then, keep listening, keep speaking, and keep growing your English.